Hello, my name is Andy, and I am a minister of Trinity of Christ Ministries. And we're going to do a Bible study today. The Bible study will be on um, Genesis 18, and afterwards we'll have some music. So I hope you enjoy this Bible study, and we shall begin. It is about the three visitors. The Lord appeared to Abram near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abram looked up and saw three men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, I have found favor in your eyes, my lord. Do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest under the tree. Let me get you something to eat so you can be refreshed and then go on your way. Now that you have come to your servant. Very well, they answered. Do as you say. So Abraham hurried to his tent to Sarah. Quick, he said, get 3 shares and the finest flour and knead it and bake some bread. Then he ran to the herd and selected a choice tender calf and gave it to a servant, who hurried to prepare it. He then brought some curds and milk and the calf that had been prepared and set them before them. While they ate, he stood near them under the tree. Where is your wife, Sarah? They asked him. There in a tent, he said. And one of them said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. Now I'm going to stop there for a second and talk about this. Who are these three strangers? And why does Abraham call him my Lord? There is much argument among the uh, religious people, theologians, of who these three are. Some think of them as angels. Some think that it's Jesus with two angels. Uh, and it's not clear if he understands who they are quite yet. But here he is. He's being kind and offering them a place to rest. And one of them tells him that his wife Sarah is going to have a child. Now Sarah was listening at the entrance of the tent, which was behind him. And Abraham and Sarah were already very old, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself, and she thought, after I am worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure? Then the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, will I really have a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, I did not laugh. But he said, yes, you did laugh. Now, you can't fool God, and you can't fool the angels. They know everything. And so it's funny how human we are. You know, we think we can get away with something, or we think that we can lie about it and fool God, but it's not possible. Abraham pleads for Sodom. When the men got up to leave, they looked down toward Sodom, and Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. Then the Lord said, I shall hide from Abraham. Shall I hide from Abraham what I'm about to do? Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him, so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just. So the Lord will bring about Abraham what he has promised him. I think this kind of clears up for us who we're talking with. For then the Lord said, I shall hide from Abraham what I'm about to do. He's talking about himself. And, that he made the promise to Abraham. Then the Lord said, an outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sins so grievous, that I will go down to see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know. The men turned away and went toward Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. And then Abraham approached him and said, will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous people in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you. Will not the judge of all the earth do right? The Lord said, if I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. I'm going to stop there for a second. We are learning the nature of God. Obviously, Abraham already understands the nature of God. And he asks, Lord, will you not spare the place for the 50 righteous? God is a just God, and he is a just being. And so he says to Abraham that he will not destroy the city if he finds 50 righteous people living in it. And so he's showing mercy. So we'll continue. Then Abraham spoke up again. Now that I have been so bold to speak to the Lord, though I am nothing but dust and ashes, what if the number of the righteous is 5 less than 50? Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5 people? If I find 45 there, I will not destroy it. Once again, he spoke to him. What if only 40 are found there? He said, for the sake of the 40, I will not do it. Then he said, may the Lord not be angry, but let me speak. What if only 30 can be found there? He answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. Abraham said, now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, what if only 20 be found there? And he said, for the sake of the 20, I will not destroy it. Then he said, may the Lord not be angry with me, but let me speak just once more. What if only 10 can be found there? He answered, for the sake of the 10, I will not destroy it. When the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he left and Abraham returned home. Now, understand Abraham's pushing it, because he knows his cousin Lot lives in Sodom and Gomorrah, and he doesn't want to see his cousin destroyed with everyone else. And so he's trying to convince God not to destroy the place by lowering the number and lowering the number. And in reality, there's not even 10 that could be found in Sodom and Gomorrah that are righteous. I'm jumping ahead here because this is a terrible place to stop. But this is the end of the chapter. God doesn't find 10 people, and so he will destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. But he does offer a chance for the few that are worthy to come out. And even some that are not quite worthy have the opportunity to leave Sodom before it is destroyed. The other thought I'd like to bring out is, what does God consider righteous and what does he consider sinful? Would we be considered as bad as Sodom today? Are we even close to being righteous? Could God find even 10 righteous people just in this country? It's something to think about. What is in store for us? Are we sinners who revel in our sin, or do we seek God? I'm going to put on some music so that you can enjoy some music for the end. And I'm going to choose. Here we go. And so I hope you will enjoy this music. Start worship with Damascus Road.
Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that makes this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, also highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for love's sake became poor. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. Here I am to worship, here I am
Well, thank you very much.
With Damascus Road.
Thank you very much for attending this Bible study, and come to see how it turns out next week. And God bless. And if you like this, press the like button. If you want to share it, share it. And if you want to see more, come to trinityofchrist.org. God bless.